Hello, hello, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, or whichever placement brought you here. Welcome to Vita's Practical Tarot. This is a reading for the middle to the end of September. We are starting with an energy check, so if this part sounds like you, then you know you're at the right place. If it doesn't, please feel free to check out a different placement. I do have playlists for each sign. If you want to go and check those out and support this channel, that'd be awesome. I also have some all signs readings out there and the first part of the September readings here as well, all right? Just throwing that out there in case you're interested. Now, you do have the Seven of Cups reversed, the King of Pentacles reversed, and the Eight of Cups showing up for you here, okay? I do feel like your emotions could be running high for the rest of this month. You could be very in your feelings. I'm getting a sense of maybe even for some of you, it could be that you're overwhelmed by a lot of options or choices that you need to make during this time. And for others of you, I'm seeing this as just kind of emotions running high, making you want to walk away towards something or making you want to explore your different options, okay? I get the sense that some of you may feel like your options are limited here, okay? Like this combination here is making me think that you're very concerned, first of all, with your material space. So you might be very concerned about your career, your financial stability, your living situation, your health, okay? Like any of these things or all of these things could be taking priority for you right now, but there's something that you're seeing that's not quite working out. So you're trying to figure out what your choices are, and it could be that's becoming so overwhelming, right? Like I don't necessarily know how to navigate my work situation, or I don't know how to start taking care of my health, or I don't know how to start, I don't know, like I'm just feeling you very, like, I don't know, just kind of having a lot of feelings rise up all of a sudden that seem to be aggravated by this need. I don't know, I'm almost seeing you as like dismissing your feelings because you're like, well, I need to continue working, right? Like I can't afford to take a day off, or I need to do these things for my health or whatever, right? Like I need to finish the chores, I need to finish, like, I don't know, whatever it is. Like I feel like I'm going to say, I'm going to throw this out there, for some of you, do be very mindful that you're not using like those things that you're doing in the everyday as a distraction from paying attention to what your feelings are telling you, okay? So this might look like overworking to distract yourself from I don't know, whatever's not going well, or, right, I'm even getting a sense of, I don't know, like kind of going into a cleaning frenzy and it just like, to process your feelings, but then you're not really processing your feelings, right? Like you're just kind of focusing on the day-to-day things here. And I don't know, let's see what is the rest of the tarot wants you. What else do you need to know right now, Capricorn, okay? All right, what else is Capricorn? Ooh. That felt a little tense here, okay? Yeah. All right, wow. Okay, let me do a final cut here. All right, let's see. What else does Capricorn... Yeah. Why does that make so much sense? You have the Nine of Cups showing up here. You have the Seven of Wands. You have the Ten of Wands. Absolutely. And the Hermit. Wow. Look... I'm gonna say a couple of things here. I can see how overwhelmed you are, okay? With the Ten of Wands showing up here, there is, so much that you are carrying, so many stressors, so many things that you're taking care of. But something that I want to say is that I feel like some of you could be taking on more than you need to, or I don't know if need to would be the right way to phrase it, but I feel like there are some things that you are carrying that you could actually ask for support with, that you could actually say, hey, you know what? Yep, I'm really good at taking care of all of these things, but I could use a hand on this, right? I can, I would appreciate some help on this, or hey, can you do this, kind of just straight up delegating some work over here, okay? Just a reminder, that is a possibility, particularly with the Seven of Wands showing up reverse, right? It's like, yeah, you're in charge, you're in your power, you can do all these things. But I feel like you're being encouraged to lower your boundaries, to really accept support. I don't know, I feel like I go back to this, almost like you're overdoing things to try to distract yourself. Okay, because this is the message that I'm getting. It's almost like you're doing so many things and you're like, well, I have to take care of this and I have to take care of that, and I don't have time, for self-care. I don't have time to have fun. I don't have time to do what I need to do. But because there's something at the root, at the core, that's not feeling okay, that you're just ignoring, and I feel like you're using all of these kind of errands or day-to-day things to keep you from addressing what's at the root of the matter here, so do be mindful of that energy showing up, particularly because it could be affecting, with the Nine of Cups. I feel like it's definitely affecting your emotional space. I feel like that's what you're being asked to prioritize at this time. Your feelings, your dreams, okay? Because I'm seeing this, right? You have the 7, the 8, and the 9 of Cups showing up here, okay? So I'm seeing this as you transitioning from, the 7 of Cups. It's a card of Scorpio, right? So it's like you've delved deep into discomfort. You've allowed yourself to feel all these things that may be overwhelming, like having all of these concerns, and you allow yourself, right, to go through the motions. And then into the 8 of Cups is like saying, okay, you know what? I want to do something different. What am I dreaming up of? I don't know what's on the other side of the mountain, but I want to try something new, something different, right? And then ultimately seeking out fulfillment for yourself. I'm gonna do this because it's what feels good, and then 8 of Cups and 9 of Cups, these are cards of Pisces. So really allowing yourself to dream. The upcoming full moon and Pisces, actually I do think it affects Capricorn. I don't know, I think it's one of the signs that does get affected more. But anyway, this full moon in Capricorn could be affecting you significantly, or you might want to look into what that means for you. Okay, that's just a message that I'm getting here. Okay, but overall, I'm gonna say also getting in touch with spiritual practices could be significant the rest of this month. Okay, just with the water energy, all right. So maybe, if it's not your thing, it's not your thing, but maybe exploring different, what spirituality means to you, or different practices. It doesn't have to be, you have to do this certain thing, or you have to follow the certain ritual or the certain religion, right? It's just whatever it means to you, whatever makes you feel connected, whatever makes you feel, supported. I talk a lot about, I do feel like I talk a lot about prayer. And I get so much pushback on people who tell me like, well, I don't pray or praying, and it's like, well, a lot of times we have associations with prayer because of negative religious experiences or whatever. But when I'm talking about prayer, sometimes it could mean meditating. It could be connecting to your higher self. It could be for those of you that have a spirit team, or even seeking out a spiritual team, spiritual support. It could be going out into nature and interacting with the life organisms around you, right? Whether this is plants, observing animals, whatever that is, right? But just kind of this connection to things that are bigger than you at this time, or for the rest of the month, could be significant. All right, Capricorn. I do feel like you are, especially toward the end of the month is kind of what I'm getting. You might be feeling a little bit more like you need some time to yourself, maybe some time to be introspective. With the Hermit, you might be choosing, right? Like the Nine of Cups, very independent, very individualistic, and the Hermit, the deliberately isolates themselves, which makes me feel like you're going to be taking some steps back, or taking some steps back to be with yourself and really honor your space, honor the time that you need. It could be very healing for you. Okay, you could be revisiting your habits, you could be revisiting your routines and things like that throughout the rest of the month, to really check in with yourself, right, about where you have been overexerting yourself, doing too much, or doing more than you have to, right? Like, can you you do all the things? Yeah, I'm sure. Absolutely. Okay. You're a Capricorn. But do you have to, right? Do you have to, especially if it's at the expense of you? All right. I want to say the Nine of Cups does want you to get in touch with things that feel good for you. Like, well, what makes you happy? What makes Capricorn happy? Where do you find joy in your everyday? Have you been making space for that as well? Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and pull a card from my little mantra arcana deck. Take it, leave it. Wow. We are not taking all this mess. I'm going to say I feel like your inner world or your spirit team, your higher self, I don't know. Like, I was getting the sense of just so many messages coming for you at this time, but you don't, like, that's why this need to kind of use that time with yourself. How can I say this? It's like you're using that time with yourself deliberately, right? To create space to connect, whether this is spiritually or connecting to yourself, meditating, checking in with your mental health, whatever it is that you want to call it, right? It's like you're not just taking some time to yourself, I don't know. I feel like you're being at. Here's the thing: if you need to, you do you. Okay, I'm not telling you how to live your life. This is just a suggestion. Okay, but I'm getting at that right now. It's not the time to be. Okay, I'm just isolating myself and watching mindless television right now. This is kind of a time for you to sit with yourself and be like, okay, what is my inner self telling me? What is my higher self telling me? What have I been neglecting? Okay, like so you're using that time in a way that where you're allowing yourself to speak to yourself. Okay. All right. Nope, that did not feel right. Boo, boo, boo. All right. Is there a mantra for Capricorn today? Wow. See? Okay. Maybe that. Yeah. All right. Wow. Of course. This does not surprise me at all. This is my Tower card. I feel like that's why it doesn't surprise me, because it's like the cards kept wanting to pop up. Tower cards, Tower moments. I feel like a lot of people are going through some Tower moments right now. Eclipse season is upon us. Yeah, definitely make sure you might want to check in about what that eclipse means for you. Okay, but yeah, you could be feeling right, like there's a lot of things falling apart around you. I'm gonna say for some of you, you could be feeling like there is something that needs to fall apart around you. Like that there is something that you want to walk away from. You may just be having difficulty getting real with yourself about, what your options are. That's why you're kind of taking a step back. All right. I'm seeing this as taking a step back so that then you can leap forward. Okay. Your mantra right now is my greatest struggles are my greatest lessons. Okay. So there could be something to particularly, if you're feeling like you're struggling right now, or even just in general, your experiences here, what have they taught you? What have they taught you about your capacities, your abilities, your likes, your dislikes? Okay, what have you learned about yourself? I think is really the message that I'm getting from this. Okay, like, so the focus on the lessons that you've learned about yourself, who you are, and bringing like that love to yourself here. Okay, I can't even pick it up, sorry. All right, I don't know, I just felt like like this needed to be together. All right, Capricorn, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there, but thank you so much for being here. If there were any messages for you here, please feel free to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. Best wishes this month, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.